Hello everyone, welcome to M2 Framing Your Design Challenge Part 1. I want to make sure that we go over this in a little bit of detail so it makes sense as to what's going on because there's a Part 1 and there's a Part 2. So in Part 1 you're going to start it in Module 2, you're going to finish Part 2 in Module 3. But in this one it gives you the full assignment so you can see what's going on and that way you can actually start planning out how this will work for you. We wanted to give you enough time for you to discuss this with your partners and your supervisor, your teams, all the people that you're working with, so that way you really get a good understanding, a good handle on this assignment, because this assignment is really important to your HCD project that you're going to be creating, as well as the work that you're going to be doing in creating that project and implementing it, creating it this semester and then implementing it next semester. So this is the beginning phase. So this week, what you're going to do is you are going to start really thinking about, an issue that the organization is having, something that, a problem, a challenge, something that the team or that your supervisor wants to work on that he or she hasn't had time to work on, something that is beneficial to the organization. This is where you're going to have to do a lot of listening and less talking, because this isn't about you and what you see. This is about what the organization sees as something that they need some help with, or something that, is some sort of challenge, issue, problem that they want to resolve. So the only thing that you're doing this week is you're going to brainstorm that out. So before you get started, let's jump into this. So this is the assignment. So as you're getting started, of course, there is a sample. And if you look at the sample, I'll click right here. This is a sample of one that's completed. And this is what you're really going to start doing next week. But for this week, you can go ahead and start this one because your template looks like this. And what you're going to start with, make sure you click and read the pre-work, because your organization doesn't know what you're trying to do. You know what you're trying to do. And if you're not sure, you've got to reach out to us so we can answer your questions. So in Module 2, start with the pre-work, read, understand what is a design challenge, what is a problem or an issue that you could possibly solve. It needs to be solvable and something that you can work on with interviewing, doing some surveys and some other things to find out more about the problem, but then you're going to design a solution later this semester. But before we get started on any of that, we want to think about what is that problem. So do your reading, understand what it means to, solve a problem, what it means to brainstorm. So you're going to brainstorm, and in order for it to be successful in brainstorming, because you really don't know the organization all that well yet, you're going to work with someone from the organization. So we want to know the name of the person that you worked with, the role within the organization, the date and the time, and the location of your meeting. And then what you're going to do is you can either open, one of my favorite programs is Coggle, you can open Lucid Charts, any of those, brainstorming tools, or you can hand draw it. You're going to use this area right here. You can copy and paste your drawing in here. You can put the link in here, but really think about what is a problem within your organization. So again, you're going to start with your pre-work. There's some, information here on, from IDEO, framing your design challenge. Here's the template that you will need. And then we've got some rules for brainstorming here that you can look at. So again, step 1, what is the challenge area? This is kind of a general one. This one was developed in Coggle, but it doesn't, it can be 12 concepts. Think about, does it need to be sub-levels? So like this picture down below has another mind map that is set up in branches. So all of these are things that students came up with for their particular organizations. So for this one, again, you've already created the design challenge page. You're going to start embedding this template into the design challenge page, and then make sure you share it. So share it. Once you share it, embed it into the page, and then you're going to take the link to that page and you're going to submit that into the assignment area. So that's what you're doing for Module 2. In Module 3, we're going to continue with the same document. You're going to go back to the same area. This appears also in Module 3, but this one you're going to start framing the design challenge. You're actually going to take a stab at what does it mean to work and to design that challenge. So we're going to go more in depth in that in Module 3, but again, these steps will appear. So you're going to frame your design challenge. You're going to communicate the ideas and get feedback. You're also going to create your team and your team summary. and try to figure out what do the people in the organization think about what you came up with. So there's a couple ways to really frame this and think about it. For this week, you really need to meet with your supervisor, start talking with them about problem or an issue. Next week, depending on how your week goes, you can still meet with your supervisor or someone else from the organization and start fleshing out which problem or solution do you want to tackle and what does that look like in creating your design challenge. If you have questions about this, please let us know. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. But again, this assignment has 2 parts. Module 2, you are starting with part 1. All right. Let us know if you have questions. We're here to support you. Thanks. Bye-bye.